Hi, folks. Welcome to We Be Fishing, the viewable podcast right here on YouTube. We're a spin-off version of the B&T Catfishing Adventure channel. I'm glad to have you today. What exactly is jug fishing? Well, that's a question that I've been asked many times, and we're going to try and answer some of those questions today. Initially, jug fishing has been around for a number of years, and while an exact date can't be placed on it, it's been around for a very long time. Now, initially, uh, jugs, jug fishing or jug lines have been placed out uh, by people using anything that would float. Sometimes that would be empty cans hooked together and so on and so forth, or jugs, and just whatever was available at the time. Now, many times or later on, this moved up when plastics came about. You had the plastic bottles and the milk jugs and things like that, where people would use those for their jugs. Now, today, this is more along the lines of what you're going to find. A pool noodle, usually with PVC pipe put through them. And they can be of various sizes and all kinds of colors, of course. And then you have the larger size like this that you'd want to use probably on the bigger rivers and lakes. Now, what you have is your float, and then you're going to attach your line to it, and your hook will be determined on where you place it is going to be determined on how you want to fish this. Sometimes these are just floated along and let go and float with the current, okay? And so what you're going to do in that case is put a very light weight on it down here, and then below that you're going to place your hook. Now, the amount of line you're going to use is determined on how deep the water is you're fishing. If you want this to stay off the bottom, then obviously your line's got to be shorter than that depth for it to continue to float down without dragging your bait off possibly on the bottom. So that is one way they do it, of dragging and drifting it. Now, generally or initially when jug fishing and jug lines were used, it was for the sole purpose of gathering up food. Feeding the family is exactly what this was all about. And many times people would put these out in the morning. They would go to work and come back and collect them in the evening. Or they would put them out the night before, harvest in the morning, and then go to their regular job throughout the day. Now, sometimes when they would fish in this manner, instead of allowing them to float down the river, what they would do is they would put heavier weights on the bottom, and they would attach their line off like a dropper loop line somewhere in the middle or lower part of the line section. That way, when a fish hit, it's still fighting against the buoyancy if it's trying to pull down of the float. If it takes off, it's trying to fight the weight that's now attached to the bottom down there. So this made it easier for these people to come back and find their jugs to collect their fish before they had to take off for the other job. Now, just like all types of fishing, jug fishing has continued to evolve and has become a little bit more scientific, just like regular fishing, where many people will go out and scout an area, they'll check the depths, and then they're going to place their lines where they need them, and they're going to let them float or drift over the area where they think these fish are going to be, just like you would do if you're dragging or pulling baits with a boat. You're going to cover more area, more water in search of these fish. And that's done the same way with the jugs. Now, jug fishing today, not only is it used for people to bring in fish to eat, but it's also done for sport. Now, there's actually even tournaments out there for jug fishing. That's right. Now, in these tournaments, a lot of times they have a limited number of jugs that you can place out there. Like, for instance, in Kentucky, we're allowed 50 jugs, right? Trust me, that is too much to run for this old boy. I wouldn't do that. But that's a lot of hooks in the water, right? Now, for the tournaments, they may cut you down to, let's say, 10 jugs, all right? Now, this also will vary depending on what your state allows. Some states do not allow jug fishing at all, while others are pretty open and liberal with the number of jugs that you can put out, okay? But at the same time, these tournaments, they a lot of times will undercut what the state allows. So like I said, Kentucky, it's 50. In a tournament, let's say around here you may have just 10 jugs per person, all right? Limiting the number of hooks that you have in the water out there. But jug fishing has evolved over the years. It's gone from just a way to have another source of food to feed the family to a recreational thing where the whole family can get involved and have fun with the kids pulling these lines in or netting those fish off the jugs, or just chasing these jugs down as they're standing up and moving with a big fish on it. It's so exciting, especially for these younger kids and stuff. They just have a blast doing this. But jug fishing is a lot of fun. Again, make sure you use the appropriate size jug that you need for the area that you're going to fish and the type of fish that you're after. And remember, make sure you're following all state rules and regulations as it applies to jug or jug line fishing. Folks, I hope that gives you a little bit better idea what jug fishing is all about. It's been around for a long time. It is a tradition, and it's not going anywhere. It's been around for a long time, and it's just growing in popularity. While some people don't like it at all, other people absolutely love it. So there you go. I hope this fills you in a little bit more on what that type of fishing is. We appreciate you watching. You guys take care, and tight lines to you out there if you're fishing. Have a great day. We'll see you back here soon at We Be Fishing.